Good evening, and welcome to the regular board meeting of the Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District's Governing Board, a meeting of the board in public and not a public meeting. May we have the roll call, please?
Mr. Flynn?
Here.
Mrs. Honeychurch? Mr. Isom?
Here.
Ms. Patero?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
Ms. Tilley?
Here.
Mr. Wilson?
Here.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. We will be adjourning to closed session to concern ourselves and have discussions and possible action on matters of student discipline, personnel negotiations, and litigation. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak at this time? Seeing none, we are dismissed to closed session. Good evening, and welcome to the regular board meeting of the Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District's Governing Board, a meeting of the board in public and not a public meeting. Let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a report of any action taken in closed session.
Thank you, Board President Isom. In the matter with conference with labor negotiators, no action taken. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation. No action taken on case number FCS 059285. In the matter of case number JCCP number 5052, the board voted unanimously to conditionally resolve litigation against Jewel Labs Incorporated and other defendants regarding liability and damages related to e-cigarettes and vaping. Now to the good stuff. By unanimous vote, our board has officially affirmed the appointment of Lance Van Court as our Assistant Director of English Learners and Instructional Support, effective July 1st. Tell you a little bit about Lance. He assumes this position after serving as the Coordinator of Instructional Support in FSUSD. He brings 27 years of educational experience to this position. He's held position of teacher, assistant principal, principal, director of special education. He's been a BITSA, beginning teacher support and assessment provider, and a peer assistance and review panel member. He has various experience that is going to benefit this position as assistant director. He earned his Bachelor of Arts in Social Science, his Master of Arts in Special Education, Learning Handicap Credential, and Resource Specialist Certificate from California State University, Sacramento, and his clear administrative credential through Sacramento County Office of Ed. And so we are so excited and grateful to have you step in this position. Thank you, Lance. Also, by unanimous vote, our board has officially affirmed the appointment of Shabana Johnson as the principal of Matt Garcia Career and College Academy. We are so excited that Ms. Johnson is going to take on this role. One of the things she said to us is, this is a school of choice and I choose it. Please pick me. And so we are so excited that she will be leading that school and enhancing the program of Matt Garcia. She currently is the assistant principal at Dano Root Health and Wellness Academy. And prior to that administrative role, she was a middle school teacher at Grange, where she was selected as a Teacher of the Year, and she was viewed as a teacher leader on campus. And before moving to FSUSD, she taught 15 years in West Contra Costa, the majority of which were at the 6th grade level. She is one of those wonderful people who love middle school kids. Yay. Shabana graduated from California State University, East Bay, where she earned a Bachelor of Arts in Health Science, multiple subject credential, master's degree in urban teaching leadership, and her administrative credential. We look forward to great things under Shabana's leadership at Matt Garcia. Congratulations. Also, by unanimous vote, our board has officially appointed Matthew Powell as assistant principal. And that is place to be determined. And so all of you principals out there, no jockeying for this. We have a process. Mr. Powell comes to this assistant principal role after serving as a secondary physical education teacher at Armio High School. He began his career at FSUSD in 2014. He left for a brief period of time, but then returned back home to Armio in 2022. In addition to his teaching responsibility, he served in many leadership roles as the athletic director, and most recently, he has been filling in as a teacher in charge and assisting administration on the Armio High School campus because they have been without a full-time permanent assistant principal. He earned his Bachelor of Arts degree from California State University, Sacramento in criminal justice, and went on to earn his Master of Arts from the University of Phoenix. He is currently among the FSUSD administrative cohort working on their administrative service credential through San Diego State University. We are so excited to have Matthew Powell join our team. The board has also, by unanimous vote, affirmed the appointment of Karina Colantoni. Did I say it right? Close enough? Awesome. And she will be an assistant principal to begin July 1st, site to be determined. She comes to this position after her assignment as a counselor to secondary education, performing English language learner counseling support to secondary schools. She began her career in FSUSD in 2016 as a high school counselor at Armio High School. And in addition to the counseling experience, she will bring her fluency in Spanish, experience with AVID, and training in restorative practices to her new position. Ms. Colantoni earned her Bachelor of Arts degree from California State University, Long Beach in liberal studies, and then went on to earn her Master's of Arts degree in educational counseling from the University of Laverne. She also is in our FSUSD administrative cohort through San Diego State, and we are so excited to have her step up and join the administrative team. Thank you.
You got to turn around. They got a sign for you. You got your own fan club in the back.
The board also, by unanimous vote, affirmed the appointment of James Macaroli. And where's James? I'm going to call him James, but he goes a lot of times by Mac. And so if I screw up, I'm talking about James. Mr. Macaroli began his career in social science as a teacher in social science, teaching at Grange Middle School, and that was in 2001. Since that time, he has worked at Fairfield High School teaching social science and coaching various sports. He has been an assessment program manager, a teacher in charge, and an EduClimber program manager. He has earned his Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of California, Davis in sociology, his single subject teaching credential from San Francisco State University. He went on to earn his Master of Arts degree from Toro University, and he's in the process of getting his administrative service credential through FSUSD administrative cohort in San Diego. And what we appreciate about Mac is anytime there's something that needs to be done, he steps up and he does it. And so we're really excited to have him join our administrative team. Congratulations. Also by unanimous vote, we are excited to announce the appointment of Ms. Dalal Mansour as an assistant principal. Dalal's in the back. Wave, Dalal. I was so fortunate because Dalal, I was the first person to meet Dalal when she came to the district, and I had the opportunity to interview her as a teaching position. And we are so excited to have her be dedicated enough to Fairfield-Suisun to continue in her service. She comes after serving as a teacher of academic support at David Weir Preparatory Academy. She's been involved in various district-wide committees, and she's currently working on a curriculum guide for English 3D at the high school level. She's been on the FSUSD Literacy Task Force, EduClimber manager, and as I mentioned, she started her teaching career at Fairview Elementary, and then she moved on to Green Valley Middle School, where she was Board Member Flynn's 7th grade English teacher. Ms. Mansour earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in English, World Literature, and Biology from Pitzer of the Claremont Colleges, and her teaching credential from California State University, Sacramento. She received her Master's of Arts in Teaching from National University. She is recognized and received her National Board certification in 2017. And she earned her preliminary administrative service credential by passing the California Preliminary Administrative Credential Examination. We're excited to have you on our administrative team. Congratulations, Bilal. Also by unanimous vote, our board has affirmed the appointment of Reagan Scheid. Did I say that right? Last name right? Yes, Reagan, thank you. And this is also as an assistant principal. She comes to us after serving as the Dean of Students at Quinton STEM Academy in Avondale, Arizona. We're really excited to have a transplant come to Fairfield-Suisun. Prior to her role as Dean of Students, she served as an elementary teacher in both California and Arizona, teaching in various grade level settings. She has been on the school leadership team, a mentor teacher, a reading specialist, and a school improvement team member. And all of these experiences will help her, have helped build a strong foundation for the position of assistant principal. She earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in elementary education from Indiana University and obtained principal pre-K credential, which is a little bit different than California, to make her an administrator in Arizona, and her Master of Arts degree from Northern Arizona University. She's originally from Michigan. We have a lot of Michigan people in Fairfield-Suisun, so congratulations and welcome. And last but certainly not least, our board by unanimous vote affirmed the appointment of Samir Salim as our Assistant Manager, Custodial Operations. Mr. Salim assumes this role after serving for 12 years as the head of business operations at the Raha International School in Abu Dhabi of the United Arab Emirates. He also has experience as construction and contracts manager in Dubai. And the varied experience in these roles will serve the district well in the position of assistant manager. In fact, he was both in charge of custodians and maintenance. So this is going to be a little bit less responsibility for him, but we're so excited to have him join our team. He earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Administration from Ajman University in Ajman, United Arab Emirates, and holds a project management certificate from Rochester Institute of Technology and an auto computer aided design certificate from Regional Educational Institute in Abu Dhabi. We are so excited to have you join our team. Congratulations. And that was all that happened in closed session.
Is that all?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Thank you. One
See,
other
there's
thing.
more.
No, wait. Oh, I'm so glad, because I forgot this one other time, 1 year. I do need to announce that by a vote of 6-1, with Ana Patero voting nay, the board approved resolution number 63-2223, resolution for non-reelection of probationary certificated employees. Thank you for reminding me.
Item 3D, the opening statement. Just a few days ago, I was in Chicago, where I grew up, for a funeral. But there I reconnected with my children's church instructor, a wonderful Christian woman who's today 97 years old. But she taught me something over 50 years ago that's proven to be an invaluable lesson. She taught me the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And while I learned this lesson in church, research shows that an English academic philosopher, Simon Blackburn, who is known for his work in meta-ethics, not Facebook meta, but he shared that he believes that the golden rule can be found in some form in almost every ethical tradition. So hopefully we can all agree that this is something that should be practiced by all, but especially by those who are perceived by others to be leaders. Respect and truth should be our mantra. Respect and truthful statements should always come from this dais. People are listening to us. And when we make false statements and present incorrect data as facts, we are dishonoring our office and our colleagues, and making false statements loud and with emphasis does not make them more true. We should always remember that we are in the business of educating children. Our focus should always be on what's in the best interest of the child. Some of us are raising children and some are raising grandchildren, and they are watching us. What is our example? Even the young adults who are really paying attention, especially politically. What are we showing future leaders? That breaking the rules is okay if we disagree with the rules? That's not okay. As trustees, our work is governance. When we move from that position to one of administration and or one of management, we do a disservice to those who are in the position to perform those functions. We do to others that which we would not welcome being done to us. And when confronted or even asked to evaluate the behavior, some blame life, color, culture. But I firmly believe if we practice at all times, always, in every circumstance and situation, the golden rule, we will be better. And one room we all have in our lives is the room for improvement. 4A recognitions. We'll be recognizing our Students of the Month. Mr. Flynn.
So Piper is a 5th grade student at Cordelia Hills Elementary, and she's been selected as one of the district Students of the Month for March 2023. Piper is a natural leader. On campus, she is a tutor to younger students, plays the trumpet, and serves on the Superintendent Student Leader Committee. Outside of Cordelia Hills, Piper likes to bake, draw, and take walks with her family. Along with some friends, Piper created a program called A Lot with a Little. Their goal is to keep their neighborhood clean by picking up trash. Piper's dream is to become a baker and to own her own bakery. In the meantime, she is thinking that a baking club at Green Valley Middle School or Rodriguez High School is a great idea. We congratulate you, Piper, for being honored tonight as one of the District Students of the Month for March 2023.
Good evening, Superintendent Corey, President Isom, and members of the board. I am grateful to represent Cordelia Hills this evening as Student of the Month. I am excited to represent my school this evening and want to thank Mr. Garland and Ms. Graham for helping me on my academic journey. I would like to thank my parents who helped me with my schoolwork, especially when I'm frustrated with math. I'd also like to recognize my sister. We do everything together, and she shares my love of baking. Cordelia Hills has given me many wonderful memories. One of my favorites is when Mr. Trotter was duct taped to the wall while he was wearing a chicken suit. Thank you again for this honor.
Yeah, you just stand right there. All right, have them stay here. Got it? All right.
Teachers?
Cordelia Hills teachers, where are you? Wave, where are you? There you are.
Next, may I have Vicky Flores-Nudert from B. Gale Wilson Middle School? Victoria Flores-Nuder, an 8th grader from B. Gale Wilson Middle School, has been selected as one of the District Students of the Month for March 2023. Vicky has been at B. Gale Wilson since 6th grade, where she is a unique individual who contributes her creativity to the classroom environment. She shows kindness to others and takes every opportunity to create positive changes at school and within her community. She serves as Boy Scouts Den Chief for local elementary students, started a drama club, and created an entire curriculum for her peers. Has been practicing in martial arts since the age of 4 and will be performing in the Little Mermaid musical through J&S Theaters. Vicky has been accepted into Early College High School. She plans to pursue her undergraduate education at UC Davis and graduate education at Harvard to become either a lawyer or doctor, with a minor in acting or writing and poetry. We know she will excel at any path she chooses to pursue. We congratulate you, Vicky, for being honored tonight as one of the District Students of the Month for March. Right here. Just speak right into here.
Okay. Good evening, Superintendent and Board. As I've said to many people during my time here, someone can hand you the tools, but you have to fix the car yourself. I did in fact fix the car myself, but there are some people who have handed me the tools to do so. My teachers, my close friends, and my family. For example, other things like theater, Barbie movies, and a constant haul of stickers have all helped me and made me into the person that I am today. So, here I am. My name is Victoria Flores-Nudert. I am one of the Students of the Month for March 2023. Rock on, everyone.
Okay, dig in the tie and the shoes. Got it, okay? As one counts into another. Can't wait to welcome you tomorrow. Okay, number 2, one with the... Got it?
Are there any teachers from B. Gale in the house?
Go Wildcats!
Woo!
May I have Aiden Varay from Dana Root? Aiden Varay, a 7th grader from Dana Root Health and Wellness Academy School, has been selected as one of the District Students of the Month for March 2023. Aiden Varay is one of the most dedicated students at Dana Root Health and Wellness Academy. He is a hardworking student who is dedicated to his education and is an outstanding scholar. Aiden has attended Dana Root since kindergarten. He was selected by his peers to be the student council president. Aiden has taken on this role headfirst, helping create a more inclusive environment in which students have a voice in and around campus. Outside of school, Aiden enjoys biking, creating online social clubs, and hanging out with his family. Upon his graduation from high school, he plans to attend school in Southern California and study criminal justice. He has a goal of becoming a law enforcement officer. Aiden believes his academic success should be credited to his family. They have taught him that through hard work and dedication to academics, congratulate you, Aiden, for being honored tonight as one of the District Students of the Month for March 2023.
Good evening, Superintendent Clory, Board President Isom, Governing Board members, and members of the community.
My name is Inver, and I'm honored to represent Dana Route 2 Health and Wellness Academy as one of the Student of the Month for March 2023, District Student of the Month for March 2023. According to Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Using the education and knowledge I've learned from Mrs. Sherrod, Mrs. Johnson, my parents, my grandparents, and my teachers for the past 8 years at Dana Route, I will continue to and grow and use my education as a tool to create a path of a brighter future for myself and for others who in need as a successful, proactive, and responsible leader and in a future leader in the field of law enforcement. Thank you for your time, and thank you for choosing me to represent my school as one of the District Student of the Month for March 2023. Next, I have Sebastian Guerrero Maya from Sullivan Language Immersion Academy. Sebastian Guerrero, a fifth grader from Sullivan Language Academy, has been selected as one of the District Students of the Month for March 2023. Sebastian is a model student at Sullivan, demonstrating a strong work ethic and compassion for others. He serves as the president of our student council, where he works with a group of students to address needs within our schools, support our school events, and maintain a positive school culture. He was voted into this position by his third, fourth, and fifth grade peers with a high majority vote and takes the responsibility very seriously. Recently, he has led the work of the Student Council Consejo de Estudiantil to support families in need and create a campaign to keep our campus clean. Sebastian can regularly be seen helping teachers carry heavy supplies, assisting younger students with problem solving, and even supporting his classmates out on the playground. He takes great pride in our school and is dedicated to our dual immersion program. We congratulate you, Sebastian, for being honored tonight as one of the District Students of the Month for March 2023.
Good evening, Superintendent Corey, Board President Eisenman, members of the board, and Ms. Kelly. I'm honored to accept this award as Student of the Month for Sullivan. My favorite thing about my school is the students, teachers, and the community. As Sullivan's president, I aim to be an example to all students to work hard and to do their best. Gracias, señora Kelly, miembros de la Junta, Superintendente Corey y Presidente Isom, de darme esa oportunidad como estudiante del mes de Sullivan.
Our next item is the recognition of Inspired Diagnostics for their partnership with FSUSD in mitigating the spread of COVID-19.
Great, thank you. Can I have Jasmine from Inspired join us, please? Good evening, Superintendent Corey, Board President ISA, members of the Governing Board, and members of the community. I am pleased to be here this evening to recognize and express our gratitude to Inspired Diagnostics and specifically Vice President of Business Development, Ms. Nancy King, for their exceptional support of FSUSD students and staff. Over the past 3 years, we all know the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly impacted our world, bringing unprecedented challenges to our educational system. However, thanks to the efforts of Nancy King, Jasmine, and the Inspired Diagnostics team, we have been able to navigate through these difficult times and help keep our school community safe. This award highlights Inspired Diagnostics' charitable spirit and civic mindedness, which has positively impacted the welfare and happiness of families in our community. Thank you for your partnership, and thank you for helping the FSUSD community move forward together.
Just very quickly, all of us at Inspire Diagnostics would like to thank Fairfield Unified School District for collaborating with us in a time of need to stop the spread of COVID-19. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
You get to stand right in the center.
So if you're here to celebrate your young people, we can give you this opportunity to go at this time. We're going to go into some more of our meetings, so I just wanted to give you that heads up. Sebastian, they ready? Go ahead and take them to Denny's. Yeah. Good.
You can say some of our administrators, newly appointed administrators, you can go.
And our newly appointed administrators, don't run out so fast. They ran out of here. All right, we've got Mac. He's still hanging. All right.
It's okay. You guys can go.
You can go, it's okay.
Because if you stayed for this one, they're going to expect you to stay for the Don't start anything you're not going to keep up. All right. We are at item 4B, which is a written report, Solano County Investment Report for the second quarter. There's no formal presentation. Is there any board comment, discussion, or public speakers? Then we are at,
Public speakers.
thank you.
Board President.
Then we are at item 4C, employee organization reports. We have Ms. Nancy Dunn from FSUDA is here to speak. Are there any other employee organizations here? Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. President Isom, governing board members, Superintendent Corey, and community. I am Nancy Dunn, president of the Fairfield-Suisun Unified Teachers Association. This may be the last time I will be addressing you during this part of the agenda, as you may vote later in this meeting to move association reports to the end of the agenda. I am not going to presume to know your intentions behind this decision. What I am sharing is the message that is being received by your certificated employees if this occurs. I also hope, if this move is discussed tonight, the situation is not compounded by board members trying to correct us on how we feel or what we think. Moving association reports to the end of the agenda is received as dismissive, disrespectful, and not possessing a clear understanding of when an association president, whether they are from FSUDA, CSEA, or APA, is fulfilling our duties as association presidents. We are equals with the superintendent of the district, but not under the supervision of the trustees. The idea that we may be grouped with board reports rather than the superintendent's report indicates we are not viewed with the parity of power fitting the position of association president. The acknowledgement of equal standing is Labor Management Relations 101 and necessary for interest-based problem solving and collaboration, both hallmarks of outstanding districts. Until this shared power is accepted and acknowledged, we will not move forward to create the learning environment all our students deserve and a positive working environment for all employees. Your vote tonight will let us know if you're interested in acknowledging the paradigm of shared power by voting to keep association reports in the agenda alongside the superintendent's report. Next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are minimum days for elementary students. However, teachers are working their contract hours to complete second trimester parent conferences. Secondary teachers are exactly halfway through the second semester on Thursday, March 23rd, and Semieto ends their third quarter on Friday, March 24th. State preschool has a no student day on Friday, April 1st, and those teachers will be working a full day receiving professional development. The testing window is open, so many sites are on or will soon be on special testing schedules. I can safely say everyone is looking forward to spring break in 3 weeks. This concludes my association report. I look forward to providing more information and insights from your certificated non-management employees at the April 20th school board meeting.
Thank you. The report of the superintendent.
Thank you. 3 years ago on marked the start of our closure of schools for COVID-19. I remember that day very well, and I was reluctantly agreeing to close schools only because it was only going to be 4 weeks. Know what we were up against. I am really pleased to say that we are on the mend and on our road to recovery. We're not quite there yet, but I am excited that, for the most part, that pandemic is behind us. I'm really excited to announce that, and you may have seen this in one of our good news reports, that Rodriguez FFA is making history. We have some awesome news. We have a regional officer candidate and also a state speaking finalist. And so this is really exciting because a lot of our CTE programs have that speech component as part of their program. And it's really exciting to see that one of our students has made it to the state level. We're very proud of the hard work that has been paying off and the expansion and promotion of our CTE programs and pathways. Unfortunately, we had to cancel our second FSUSD runs this. It was scheduled for this Saturday. And on Tuesday, when it was pouring rain and we were about to order all the supplies, we made the decision that we needed to just cancel it. We have another one coming up in May. And we know it was disappointing for some, and we also didn't know that it'd be so sunshiny today. But nonetheless, we look forward to that event on May 13th at Crescent Elementary. We have finished and completed our second staff wellness bonus, and we are on our way to completing our third quarter wellness bonus. That will be done the end of March. We don't know if this wellness bonus is something that is changing behavior or improving attendance, and so we are sending out a thought exchange. It's going to go out to all staff this evening, actually this morning tomorrow morning at midnight. The process is anonymous, and so we hope that our staff members will participate and give us information regarding attendance and things like that. I also want to just mention that I want to thank Mount Calvary Baptist Church for their support of the Effective Black Parenting Program. They provided the use of their Zoom account to facilitate the classes that were being held online. And then finally, I just want to make sure that you all have noticed the great news that's being shared thanks to our comms department. There have been a lot of press releases going out to our community and on social media. If you are not doing so already, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now at public communication. This is the opportunity for members of the public to present items to the board that are not on the board agenda, but they must be within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Are there any members of the community wishing to speak at this time?
There are, Board President Isom. We have 7 speakers, excuse me, and a reminder that I frequently fail to share is that the 30-minute time limit for public comment applies to speaker time, not the time to transition the speakers or to translate. With that in mind, the first 3 speakers are Pam Brousseau, followed by Tori Jarnigan, and then Irma Peralta.
Good evening. My name is Pam Brousseau, and I am one of the 6 long-term independent study teachers for the district. I'd like to share with you a day in the life of a long-term independent study teacher and what that is like. Many people are not familiar with long-term independent study, what it is and what the teachers do. Let me share with you a little bit of what we do. We meet individually with 5 students a day and have a planning period. We are assigned a caseload of 25 students per teacher. We teach each one of those 25 students all of their 6 classes and tailor each class to them and how they learn. An LTIS teacher has 34 different classes to prep for each week. Edgenuity, our online curriculum, does not correct nor give feedback to students on essays, projects, labs, online content, and journals. We do that. We review last week's assignments with the students. We provide instruction to complete upcoming assignments and provide scaffolding. Students contact us throughout the day to have questions answered and to get help outside of their weekly appointments. Additionally, we help students set learning and life goals. We teach them the habits of a scholar and monitor their social emotional health. We also communicate with parents regularly. Finally, we must complete and keep all records and daily documentation for the annual state audits. These are just a few of the things that the LTIS teachers do on a daily basis. Thank you so much for your time.
The next speaker is Tori Jarnigan.
Good evening. I'd like to begin by addressing a misconception that may be out in the community. To be clear, the LTIS teachers do not wish to work from home. We have never asked to do so, and we are not asking to do so. We are assigned 3 comprehensive high schools and Semillero, and that is where we work from. This has nothing to do with our working conditions and everything to do with equity for our students. Many LTIS students choose to come onto campus for 1 hour of synchronous instruction. But for some students, getting to campus is difficult, if not impossible, which is why providing them the choice to meet virtually is so important. Prior to the pandemic, the California Consortium for Independent Study learned that allowing students the choice to come to their weekly appointments in person or virtually made a huge difference in student progress and weekly meeting attendance. Additionally, Our own local control accountability plan includes goals to support the social emotional needs of our students. One goal emphasizes ensuring equitable, high-quality educational programs and options. Another goal focuses on creating safe, inclusive, and welcome learning environments. Giving LTIS families choice in attending the weekly meeting in person or virtual doing is what's best for our students. So to reiterate, we are not asking to work from home, but for you to follow your own board policy, which states Ed Code, and give students their rightful choice. Not doing so makes us question your motives. It's time to follow the rules. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Irma Peralta.
Good evening, Board. I'm Irma Peralta. Once again, we are here to ask you to consider our request to allow our children to have their weekly hour of synchronous instruction online. Getting my granddaughter to campus for a weekly meeting is very difficult. I go to work at 7:30 a.m. I'm having a hard time every week taking time off from work, even just for a few hours to drop her and pick her up after the meeting. So as I mentioned during the last board meeting here, my granddaughter has an anxiety disorder. She is not comfortable around people. There's always a feeling of anxiety and fear every time she goes to campus. And this is the reason why I enrolled her at long-term independent study, so she could focus more and concentrate without any distraction doing her work at home. And also for her not to deal with bullies, through which she had previously experienced before. She's been with LTIS for so many years, and I'm very thankful that the school has this program. My granddaughter is doing very well and getting good grades in her class. Thanks to Ms. Brazeau, her teacher, who helped her every step of the way. LTIS, or long-term independent study, is very important for all the families who have problems with transportation and kids who have developmental disorder. I'm here to support LTAS in their effort to continue helping my granddaughter and other kids attain and earn their high school diploma. And I believe that every parent has an option to pick the kind of education that they think would best fit for their children to succeed in school. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Terry Lamb, followed by Stephanie Cobb and David Rogers.
Still no booster step. Okay. Good evening. I'm Terry Lamb, and I'm here to share my thoughts and concerns on long-term independent study, the LTIS program. I've had a really difficult time coming tonight because I've been trying to keep things respectful. I'm trying to follow the rules, to be open-minded, while I'm feeling very frustrated and disappointed in all of you. None of you chose to respond to my email in December, yet I heard at the last meeting how quickly you responded to another school's parents. My email had support from more than 90 parents and community people, so I thought I would have at least heard from somebody. I have a child, like many others, with traumatic brain injury and anxiety disorder, and LTS has been and is a wonderful option for my child to get his education. We've gone through it with a couple other of our children, and we know several families who've benefited from this program. It's an excellent program. When the district chose to put their heels down and say that all of the meetings had to be in person on campus, this set in motion a great problem for our kids with anxiety. For a kid that's been bullied or is anxious to be around administration, security people, staff, everybody questioning them when they come on campus is not a fun thing for a child with anxiety to deal with. They shut down. Mine shuts down from his meeting on Monday morning until he kind of regroups on Thursday and can get his work done for the end of the week. okay? When he was on spring break, guess what? He didn't have any breakdown because he didn't have to come to the site. The contract agreement that we parents signed gave 3 options as to how our students could complete their education. Now the district is requiring just the in-person requirement as being acceptable. Like I told you before, it causes stress and anxiety on my student as well as our family because we're dealing with the fallout. I would like to know why we LTIS families have yet to receive our agreement for the 23-24 school year. All of the other district registrations have been made available. I mean, I've checked online and called the district office, but not the LTIS program. Are you planning on shuttering LTIS? That's a concern we share. We were told by the district that we should see our agreements around February 15th. Well, as of today, a month later, we've still not heard anything about next year's enrollment. Why? I want my child to continue in the LTS program to successfully work on his high school diploma. I strongly support this program and the staff. They work.
All right, the next speakers are Stephanie Cobb, followed by George Gwynn.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent Corey. My name is Stephanie Cobb, and I've come to you to speak about several issues. First, this past summer, we got our playground repaved. Each time this has happened, the United States map gets smaller and smaller. I hope next time we get repaved, it actually gets bigger. We also didn't get our lines put back. Our new site principal was told that the lines next to my classroom weren't there, even though you can see the imprint. So my students may end up disrupting another classroom due to the lack of the lines for when we do our math and measurement. Next, our library shelves at Laurel Creek are empty. We have purged many books and purchased new books that my students love. However, the library shouldn't have empty shelves. I'm sure our library isn't the only one. The California Library Standards requests 28 books per student. Our library can't handle it, but empty bookshelves aren't good look for any library. We were told that the after-school program will be expanding next year for all students. They will need additional classrooms, and I hope they don't push out our specialists from their classroom, or the teachers have to share their classroom for the program. Presently, our band has its own separate classroom. This will leave no place to rehearse large band groups. The unintended consequences could be no after-school elementary band programs. My previous principal mentioned that he had over 180 SST IEP meetings through the course of the school year last year. So management gave Laurel Creek another skill class. Teachers this year have to wait over a week to meet with our principal. Management has requested a face-to-face meeting to resolve grievances. Truthfully, right now, it's quicker to do an email than to wait 1 to 2 weeks to get a meeting. Last, I want to remind management that as they work on the elementary schedule for next year, the Article 17.1, which requires bathroom breaks in the morning and afternoon if there isn't a recess. Don't be surprised when grievances start for the lack of breaks this year at various sites. Thank you.
David Rogers, and then George Gwynn.
Hello, my name is David Rogers Jr. I'm the Managing Artistic Director for Starbound Theater here located in Solano County. But more importantly, I am here as an arts and education advocate. I'm here to encourage more conversation on bringing arts and education into all grade levels, all schools. I'm here to encourage more discussion of Proposition 28 and its implementation in our schools, and to share that March is Theater in Our Schools Month, #Theater in Schools. I've worked for the past 2 decades as a teaching artist, an artist in residence, and an arts education integration specialist all over the Bay Area. In the last few years, I made the decision to focus my energy here in Solano County, where I live, as a Fairfield-Suisun Unified graduate from Armio, a student at E. Ruth Sheldon with Joan Gott's music program there 35 years ago. It's important to me to see arts as more accessible to our students. As a foster youth alum, it changed the path of my life, and so it's something I'm very passionate about. So now, Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District, you should be very proud that you are operating the only arts immersive school in all of Solano County. I'm grateful for the Oak Brook principal, Justine Turner, who has helped guide the growth of that program, but we need to do more, and more should have access to arts education. I know there's a teacher shortage already, so there's not dozens of art teachers lining out the door, but the framework can begin with artist in residence programs, teaching artists, and programs similar to what we do in other districts. We work with Vacaville Unified School District and provide arts enrichment after school through the ELOP program. We've had thousands of students take our visual art programs, music programs, theater programs, dance after school through ELOP, and we partner with Vacaville Unified, Vaca Christian Schools, Vacaville Boys and Girls Club. I would love to see more of that happening here. I hope the board will support local business and arts groups to help implement arts education so that we can create a thriving arts community here in Solano County. The arts help create the skills students need for the future, top skills that the employers are looking for: teamwork, collaboration, communication skills, leadership, creativity, all brought to you by theater education, arts education. Thank you.
The next speaker is Mr. George Gwynn, and there has been an addition of a speaker that I will call after Mr. Gwynn.
Is that the right way? Is it supposed to say green or is it red? I forget which. Okay, so good evening once again. About 26 years ago, I first started attending this district's board meetings. And in that time, I've never been refused to speak, even if I had to stay past midnight, on a few occasions, till the last meeting. And it was because of the 30-minute time limit. I've attended other meetings for other public bodies, and they just got the time down. And I mentioned that at the last meeting, and I hope you guys are going to implement that, because everybody should get to speak, because everybody pays taxes or they don't get what they want. And taxes aren't exactly voluntary either, so that's something that needs to be kept in mind. Anyway, that said, I noticed that the president of the Teachers Association didn't seem to be very happy about her status tonight, but I don't think the members of the public should be very happy with the test scores. And the thing of it is that if you're not paying the price of whatever it takes to produce the performance, then the idea that you get pay raise or you get this or that recognition doesn't happen. You got to work hard to get improvement. And it seems to me that that's something that this district needs to work on, because I keep seeing that the employees want more money, but if you don't produce results, that's like paying people to stay home and do nothing. And that leads to a non-productive society that just is going to collapse. And that's something we don't need. So I really hope that whatever it takes to get better performance happens pretty soon, because I think you're going to see that the public is not going to be very happy if the test scores don't improve, and it's still giving me more money. And I hope you hear the message. Thank you very much.
And the final speaker this evening is Ronaki Austin. Did I pronounce your name correctly, madam? Ron.
Okay, can you hear me now? I can hear me too. Thank you for having me. I'm here today to read something that I obtained in public access. The first thing is an email January 19th at 1:41 from Helen Tilley to David Isom, Craig Wilson, and Judy Honeychurch. Dear Board Member Isom, consistent with our board bylaws, 3 members have joined in requesting censure of Trustee Flynn to avoid district liability for or defense of any claims arising out of his conduct on December 1st, 2022, as compounded by improper sharing of the illicit recording with third parties. The dates for that conduct are as yet unknown and are not included here. The attached is a first draft, and subscribing board members may have edits. I am requesting that this be vetted by District Council to avoid impropriety and to instruct staff regarding special meeting postings, etc., and that the subscribing members meet and confer with council regarding same upon referral by your office. So that's the first email. The second email is dated February the 1st, 2023 at 8:35 a.m. And this email is written by Judy Honeychurch. Anytime before noon or Friday works for me. The next one states, the time is 6:40 a.m. from Tom Gauthier. Dear board members, I am responding to the message below. Thank you for your patience. My first task was to find an investigator to investigate the complaint against board member Flynn as directed by the board in closed session. In consultation with the board president, we engaged Christina Bucci Hamilton. Due to Brown's Act concerns, as you know, a majority of the board cannot discuss the censure action outside of a board meeting. Why is this closed session information on Mr. Wilson's page? This is a violation of the Brown's Act. Thank you.
And there are no further speakers.
Thank you. We are at item 6, the consent calendar. Is there any information to be pulled? Is there a motion to receive the same?
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the consent calendar. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion does carry. And we are at item...
Mr. Speaker, I move that we adjourn this meeting. We just heard some very disturbing information that is on a public website that should be closed information. If this closed, I don't think we should continue this meeting in light of the information that we just received. I move that we adjourn immediately.
Is there a second? Thank you. Item 12A, the review and potential approval of second interim report and certification of district's ability to meet financial obligations pursuant to Ed Code. Amanda Rich is here to present.
Good evening, Board President Isom, Governing Board, and Superintendent Corey. It is my pleasure to present for your review and potential approval our 22-23 second interim report. Listed here are the documents included in our second interim report. There are 3 different certifications a district may self-certify as. Tonight, administration is recommending a positive certification, and that means the district will be able to meet its financial obligations for the current year and 2 subsequent years. To highlight, we are projecting a decrease in our unrestricted fund balance of $21.5 million, partially due to the carryover of prior year funds that were not fully spent in the previous fiscal year. We're also projecting a decrease in our restricted fund balance of $25.7 million, and this is all due to the fact that we didn't spend all of our prior year restricted dollars in the previous fiscal year. This is a total projected decrease in our general fund balance of $47.2 million. One of the measurements we must do at budget is to ensure meeting percent. So based on our second interim general fund expenditures, 3% is calculated at $11.2 million. We currently have $15.2 million already set aside in our special reserve, also known as Fund 17. This balance consists of economic uncertainty and our textbook commitment. I would like to point out the $15.2 million will not even cover 1 month of our payroll for the size of our district. I am pleased to report our projections reflect a positive cash flow balance at the end of the fiscal year. Borrowing won't be necessary, but if cash runs low, we have these options available to us. Listed here are the budget assumptions used to build our current year budget and multi-year projection for the 2 out years. We have the state-adopted cost of living adjustment figures, and as mentioned at the previous board meeting, we anticipate a 4.3 net COLA for 23-24 due to declining enrollment and low attendance rates. We do estimate a decrease in our ADA in 23-24 and 24-25. Settlements are included, and recent approved augmentations will also be incorporated. Noteworthy changes from first interim to January 31st, or our second interim, a decrease to LCFF revenue as a result of declining enrollment, a lower unduplicated pupil percentage, and lower than average attendance. An increase to our expenditures due to carryover of unspent funds and the increase to employee compensation. I would like to include that all other funds have a positive fund balance. What are next steps? In May, the governor will reveal his May revisions to the state budget, and in June, we will review the specific impacts of what that means for us locally. We will present the 23-24 final budget draft on June 15th with potential adoption on June 22nd. And with that, administration recommends approval of the 22-23 second interim report. I turn it back to President Isom for board discussion.
Thank you. Is there any discussion from the board on this item?
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion does carry. Item B, the review and potential approval of Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District's transportation plan for 2022, 2023, and 2023-2024. Linnea Grindo is here to present. Marcella fooled us.
Yes, I look a little different. And thank you, and good evening, Board President Isom, Governing Board, and Superintendent Corey. Before you this evening for your review and potential approval is the district's transportation plan. First off, why do we need a transportation plan? Well, we have the newly enacted AB 181, which is a new transportation law where the state of California has mandated that all school districts and county offices of education adopt a transportation plan annually on or before April 1st. It provides potential reimbursement funding for school districts and county offices of education based upon prior year eligible transportation expenditures. It's important to note when building a transportation plan that one of the biggest obstacles facing the department is staffing. As you can see here on this graph, our district has been experiencing a downward trend in our staffing levels since 2017. This is in part due to a nationwide school bus driver shortage, which was actually forecast in 2016, and then of course was further exacerbated by the pandemic. To adequately provide a required transportation services to eligible students that we currently have, we would actually need to hire an additional 10 to 12 drivers to bring us up to a level of 28 to 30. And as you can see, we have 18 drivers right now. And we do our best to recruit and try and hire as many bus drivers as possible. This plan before you this evening covers the current year and next year. Our plan is to continue our current services, which is to provide transportation to our students with disabilities as required in their individualized education plan, and for unsheltered students who need transportation. One of the requirements of this new AB 181 law is to consult with various educational partners, and you see the list. Marcella did a great job of putting a lot of work into a plan that we had very little information to get this together prior to April 1st. And then I just wanted to leave you with a couple of pictures from students that were given to their bus drivers as a thank you. And at this time, staff recommends approval of the transportation plan, and I turn it back over to Board President Isom for discussion.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Did I see in one of the presentations that they were going to include all non-English learners to the bus transportation route? Did I misread that? Or was it this advisory committee thing?
Did you hear that question?
I thought I saw that, no?
I don't think
Okay.
so. I think it's special ed that we are including.
Okay.
All the various groups were consulted, so one of the, so Ms. Ares-Puzo did put them with the, our district English, the DLAC committee, so that was one of just the road show, so to speak, with all of the educational partners.
And are all the advertisements consistent? Because I think I've spoken to you before where on the school website it says, on the district website it says they're hiring for this much money, but then on the Instagram it says the hourly rate is different, because there seemed to have been,
I think
one
that
was
was
22,
fixed.
one was like 19, one was 20, so it's all consistent now?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that was
cool.
fixed when you brought it
All right.
to our attention last time.
Helen.
Move approval?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion does carry. Item C, review and potential approval of the request to dedicate a memorial bench in honor of Demetrio Parat at Green Valley Middle School. There is no formal presentation. This has been before us before. Is there a motion to approve?
Please.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
And it's Prairie-it.
We have a couple of motions. We have Helen and Anna Patero. Helen Tilly and Anna Patero. Is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion carries. Item D, the review and potential approval of resolution number 58-2223, expanding the scope of the Measure J Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, changing its name to the Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, and adopting amended bylaws. No formal presentation. I move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion carries. Item E, the annual review and potential approval of Resolution 60-2223, requesting the treasurer to make a constitutional advance of anticipated tax revenues. There's no formal presentation. I apologize. Are there any community members wishing to speak to this item?
Move approval.
All right.
Second.
Any board members? All in favor, aye? Aye.
Aye.
No, it was Ms. Patero. Ms. Patero made the motion, and Helen Tilly made the second. Item E, all in favor of said motion, aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you. I want to make sure that motion was carried. Item F, review and potential approval of pool architects for future projects. There is no formal presentation. Is there any members of the community wishing to speak?
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion carries. Item G, H, and I, 12G, H, and I are all bids. If there is no objection, I would like to pool those into one motion of approval.
Move to approve G through I.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve G through I, the bids. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion does carry. HR item 13A, review and potential approval of Resolution 56-2223, authorizing employment of instructors to teach on a provisional internship permit, no formal presentation. Any public speakers? Is there a motion?
And just.
Bethany moved to approve. Is there a second?
Yeah, seconded by Mr. Flynn.
And seconded by Mr. Flynn. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed?
Board President Isom, there are no further speakers this evening on any item before the board.
Thank you. Been waiting on you to say it. Item 13B, review and potential approval of the revised job description for the transportation dispatcher. No formal presentation. Is there a motion to approve? Any board discussion?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion does carry. Item C of 13C, the review and potential approval of the revised job description for the transportation secretary. Again, no formal presentation.
Same motion, approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of said motion, aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. That motion carries. Item 14, action item A, the review and potential approval of resolution number 59-2223, resolution to excuse board member Bethany Smith's attendance at the February 16th, 2023.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Items B through Q. Items B through Q are items that were taken in our governance subcommittee chaired by Helen Tilley. I will turn this portion of the meeting over for those items to her.
Before we do that, I'd like to remove F and Q to be voted on separately, please.
Certainly.
Thanks, Board Member Patero. My motion was going to be to approve. I have my mic on. Can you not hear me? My voice is normally so loud. Anyway, thank you, Board Member Patero. What I was going to ask is that we consolidate the voting on items A through whatever is before Q, reserving to B as in boy through LMNO, P. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't see it. My screen's not showing it. P, and take those on, and then that would allow time for discussion on Q. Is there a second?
Would you repeat that, please?
You're pulling all, what two are you pulling?
Pulling all except for F and Q?
Okay, so
All right,
we're
cool.
voting on all but F and Q.
Oh, F is in Frank.
F is in Frank and Q.
Great, thank you, yes.
So the motion before us, okay, so you can, if you want to.
Can I offer a friendly amendment to the motion?
Yes, thank you.
Wow.
Aliens.
In regards to what Board Member Patero said, so F and Q would be at the end, so now it would just be the whole slate, everything but F and Q.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That is the motion, I think, but thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
All in favor of said motion?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, that motion. Now we will, item F, the review and potential approval of Board Policy 1312.5, complaints, district employees.
Discussion?
Yes.
The term "shall" here, to me, I think is important and is imperative because it necessitates impartiality. Where it says "where warranted," we clearly have a board of some board members who say we're rubber stamps, other board members who say we don't have to read everything, and so in have who have decided that they're beholden to the superintendent. I believe that a statement like, a phrase like "where warranted" makes this whole complaint issue subjective. Keeping it in "shall" ensures transparency and it necessitates objectivity. So that's my comment on that. So I will move to reject this on its face and keep "shall."
May I ask a question? I don't know where you're referring to in this
I'm
document.
referring to where it says when you make complaints, it originally says that you shall consult right? And so they've changed it to asking for an independent investigation where warranted. I think that's just too subjective. And I just think in the interest of transparency and objectivity, I think it's important that we keep terms like "shall." That way, I mean, even if we have the majority of the board say this objectivity is so important. And as you know, we've heard before, taxpayers pay our salaries, every single one of us, and we owe it to them to be as objective and transparent as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve item F?
I move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of said motion, vote aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
The motion carries. Item Q.
Okay, on item Q, I have several things to say. First of all, on the student board reports and the association reports that's being moved back in terms of parity. I don't understand what the definition of parity is according to this, because parity would be the student board member reports, the organizational reports, superintendent reports are all given verbally. Board member reports are given written. So how is it parity if you have the student board member reports moved all the way to the end and the organizational reports moved all the way to the end? And we just heard a speech here. 93% of communication is nonverbal. Moving them to the end says that we don't care about our students, we don't care about our organizations, we're just going to move you guys to the back. And if we have a meeting at 10 o'clock at night, we're keeping a student board member here until 10 o'clock at night, right? If they can give their board reports earlier, I mean, in terms of keeping it the same, I don't see why we have to change it. What was the rationale to change it in the first place? I mean, somebody please define parity for me.
I move approval of the motion. I would like to say something.
Certainly.
Thank you, Board President Isom. So while I respect the governance subcommittee, respect our governance partners, I will respectfully disagree on this one with approval. The reason why is I really think that part of what we need to be doing as governance partners is building relationships with our community, with people like our local elected officials in terms like our city council members, mayors, county supervisors, also our educational partners in the state. I had an amazing opportunity just yesterday to do a CSBA Legislative Action Week, where we met with Senator Dodd, Assemblymember Curry, Assemblymember Wilson, and to be able to have that amazing group of perspectives of community partners all coming together, asking questions about how we can make public education better for our kids, that is the focus, in my opinion, that our governance handbook should be about. So I understand the concern about safety. I understand the concern about, not wanting to cause intrusion. I've never tried to make the superintendent's job harder in terms of that. But I think that we should be able to have a process where a board member invites a community partner with due notice to the superintendent and site principal, so it's not a burden, make sure everything's okay, and follow the process so that we can show our state and local partners the amazing things that are happening in our schools. We just passed Measure S. We're about to have more amazing opportunities for our kids. I'd like to have that opportunity to show that. I think that that'd be so I would not support approving this.
Sorry, I didn't finish my comments. That was just the first part of it. My last comment is on the last one where you shall refrain from making comments. We are becoming a mini Florida. If we can't make comments, that is a violation of First Amendment right. What's next? You can't say gay? What's next? Oh, Anna Pitero is hanging out at Suisun Elementary School with a rainbow watch on. She's going to be indoctrinating the students. What's next? Oh, you can't wear orange to a campus. You can't wear blue because it's going to offend all the other organizations. And then we're going to wind up, this is a slippery slope. This is a rabbit hole we're going to go down to, and it's a huge violation of the First Amendment right to say something like, you can't solicit a complaint? If I hadn't gotten a complaint from my neighbor, Green Valley's track would never have been done. And that's because I asked my neighbor, how's things going at your elementary school? And they told me that. I brought that to the facilities committee. Now they're going to fix the track at Green Valley. So those kinds of things are important. Soliciting a complaint or asking a complaint or inquiring about a complaint, to not have that is a huge violation of the First Amendment right. And I am embarrassed as a member of this board to have an attorney on the subcommittee, another person who's married to an attorney, and neither of them could see the violation of the First Amendment right with this parochial, vindictive policy proposal. That's my comment. I'm done.
Is there a second? I second it. All in favor? Aye. Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. That motion is carried. Item 15, A, the review of the draft, the adult school WASP report. There's no formal presentation. This is an information item. Item 16A, notice of upcoming bids. There is no formal presentation. Item 16B, written report, review of financial statement for the month ending of January 2023. No formal presentation. Item 17, review of the school student calendar for 2024-25 school year for the district calendar committee. There is no formal presentation, which takes us to item 21A, which is our adjournment. I would first like to adjourn the meeting in celebration of Women's History Month as we celebrate the countless women who have contributed to all areas of our lives. Then I would also like to close and adjourn this meeting in the honor and memory of Antoine Mendez Rivera, a former FSUSD employee, Arlene Carroll Nichols, a retired FSUSD employee, Catherine Zimmerman, a retired FSUSD employee, Ray Tapley, a retired FSUSD employee, and Christine G. Walls, a missionary extraordinaire. May they rest in peace, and may their memories be a blessing. We are dismissed.